Now, this being our largest pool, it actually drops a further 7 feet below ground level down in a sea lion cabin, and this pool can actually hold 300,000 litres of water. As a result, because it takes 1.5 times what our tank can take to fill it, we clean this pool more like once a month rather than twice a week. And it was actually cleaned out about 5 days ago, so the water quality in here should still be really good. Now, the team are going to be coming in and feeding and training with our 3 sea lions this afternoon, and they do this from within the enclosure up here on the haul-out area just in front of you. One of our sea lions will be stationed on the little pile of rocks on the left, one in the centre, and one on the big rock on the right-hand side. Now, the animal care team will be coming in to do their feeding and training, but at the beginning and end of the feed, the last thing they want is to be harassed by the sea lions. So actually the boys' feeding and training, or their training starts before the animal care team enter. The last thing they want is 3 rather hungry sea lions hanging around at the entrance gate when they're trying to make their way in with the buckets of fish. So all 3 seals are trained to stay down in the water. They know not to come out of the pool until they get the signal from the team. However, as we get closer to feeding time and they hear the gates rattling as the team make their way in, you'll probably see our cheeky little sea lion jumping in and out of the pool. He just can't help himself. He gets so excited at the prospect of his fish. He has to jump out of the pool, ever hopefully might get an extra fish or 2. And sometimes he encourages the others out as well. So the team won't enter unless all 3 boys are down in the water. Now you can see one member of the team over at the back there already is set up on the roof, and this is for the end of the feeding. Again, we don't want the team chased out of the enclosure when they finish feeding at the end, so our volunteer at the back there will feed them the last of their fish down into the pool, and this just enables the animal care team to safely leave at the same time as giving the boys a good amount of exercise.
Oh, I didn't have this. About the water, come in, come in, come in.
There's a signal from the team as they enter to let the boys know they can come up and out of the water, and you'll see they all have their set station as they go to each row. So over the little pile of rocks on the left-hand side you have Andre, in the centre you have Luto, and then over the big rock on the right-hand side you have Diego. Luto and Diego are half-brothers. You will notice that Andre looks completely different to the other 2 boys. They might take a guess, okay, you already know exactly why Andre looks so different from the other 2 sea lions here in this pool. Thank you, that's exactly right. They are a different species. Andre is a Californian sea lion, whereas Luto and Diego are Patagonian sea lions. Luto and Diego came to us from Valencia in Spain, and they joined us here at the sanctuary in March 2009. 2 weeks later, they were from Andre, who got given an ASCO and then kicked out of Chester to learn for fences. He arrived here at the sanctuary and decided on arrival that he wasn't intimidated by the other boys at all, and that he was big enough and old enough to compete for the title of alpha male. Our alpha here in this pool is actually the big fella Luto in the centre there, so Andre was settled instead for the title of noisiest resident. And he can often be heard tearing around the pool, barking at the top of his voice, demanding selection of fish and lots of attention. You'll see the team working really closely with these 2 sea lions. They sit right in front of them, asking them to target their nose against their fists. They can lift their flippers in the air while it's flying. They can open the boys' mouths to check their teeth and gums. They can flip near their eyes as if they were going to administer eye drops. They can stroke right down the full length of their bodies. They can check their ears, their sight, and their rear flippers. They can ask the boys to stand up tall against the wall so they can check right down the full length of their bodies. Now you'll be able to communicate with each other throughout the food, and this is so they don't end up with one person with half a bucket of fish when the other 2 have finished feeding. So you'll hear them all shouting numbers, and this is just the number of fish they have left, so we'll everyone make sure that they run out at the same time. With all of the training that we do here at the sanctuary, the animals are given an instruction. When they've carried out the instruction successfully, they're going to blast the whistle to let them know what happened with what they've done, and then they'll get their fish as a final reward. So the team on the board are just coming down to their last fish. You'll hear them on some of the animals with the water and go from their last fish. And this is when you'll see our volunteer pop up a pack there to lift the last fish down into the pool, and also demonstrating for you exactly how it gets his nickname the noisiest resident of the sanctuary. Now you will notice when she throws Andre's fish that she throws his a lot further than the other two boys. The reason for this is that as a Californian sea lion, Andre is the fastest of all the sea lions with just speed up to 25 miles an hour. He's so quick and so agile that if you don't throw his fish that bit further, he already gets his own share, but most of everybody else's as well. If you're watching that at the end, you will have seen a hand signal to let the boys know that their dinner is over. Whereas if you watched us at any of our other enclosures, you would have seen that it was a tap of the bucket instead. The reason we use a different instruction here in this pool is that Benito and Diego originated in Valencia in Spain. When they arrived here at the sanctuary, all of their training had been done in Spanish and they didn't know what we were asking them to do. To make the transition to English as easy as possible, we stuck with the same hand signals they've always known, and for a short period we were really proud of our bilingual sea lions. We do believe 2.5 years here in the UK, they've lost their Spanish knowledge and they're proper Cornish sea lions now. The work we do here in this pool is probably more important than the work we do anywhere else on site, because these are our 3 youngest sea lions. Andre is just 6 years of age and our 2 Patagonians are 7 years old. If you're watching Tamara training with Diego on the big rock on the right-hand side, he's currently got a big appetite. He's putting on a bit of a growth spurt, and he's currently consuming 17 kilos of fish a day to satisfy his appetite. To give you an idea how big these boys are going to get, Luito and Diego, the 2 big Patagonian sea lions, currently weigh anything from 240 to 250 kilos, but when these 2 boys are fully grown, they'll be weighing 500 kilos each, half a ton each, twice the weight they're carrying at the moment. So it gives you an idea just how much growing there is still to do, and that's why it's so important that we can work with the boys as we've done today, so as they continue to grow and reach maturity, it's still safe for the team to go in and work with them. So thank you so much for following these 2 talks with these. I hope you found them informative and you enjoyed watching the animals have their dinner. Our next talk with these is going to be in about 10 minutes time at 4 o'clock, and this will be at our penguin pool. If you look over to the northwest, you'll see the penguin on top of the weather vane. That's when we're going to be doing our next talk and food at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you all once again for joining us, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.